It's mise on Seanchaidh, and this is Thistle Stone. In the shadowed cradle of Loch Morar, deepest of all Highland waters, something ancient stirs beneath the peat-dark waves. Mist clings to the hills like a mourning veil, and the loch keeps its silence until the wind itself grows afraid. Then it comes, a song, low and rolling, older than the stones, older than the bells of the saints and the crosses on the shore, older than the Gaels who first heard it and called her Morag. Vaigin na Locha, the Mermaid of the Deep. Her scales catch starlight and throw it back as cold fire. Her eyes hold the abyss. Her voice is both warning and welcome. This is the school of Mermaid of Loch Morar, guardian, judge, and last light in the storm. It's mise on Seanchaidh, and this is Thistle Stone. Cuimhnich. She rises from the Otherworld's hidden door, where the loch bed drops into blackness no line has ever touched. Her hair streams like black kelp woven with silver, her tail a blade of moonlit bronze. When the surface is glass, she is glass. When the storm comes, she is the storm's own daughter. Fishers on the water speak of seeing her glide beneath their boats, a pale shape keeping pace, guiding them through reefs that have swallowed stronger men. One breath of her song and the wind softens. One note of her anger and the waves bare their teeth. She is no gentle maiden of lowland tale. She is the loch's wrath and the loch's mercy, bound together in black water and starlight. Long ago, when the MacDonalds still held the rough bounds with iron and fire, a burlin was caught in the mother of all Gaels. The sky split, the loch rose like a mountain, and the men aboard gave themselves to the dark. Then her song cut through the howling, clear as a bell, fierce as a claymore. The boat did not sink. It was lifted, carried, set down on the far shore as gently as a mother lays a child in a cradle. When the fishers stumbled ashore, trembling and loch blind, they found their plaids soaked, but their lives spared. But the old ones warned that Morag's song was not always salvation. Sometimes she rose before a death, keening across the loch before the mourners themselves knew grief was coming. To glimpse her beneath the black water was said to mean the loch had already counted a name. At dawn they looked back. The loch lay still, and far out a single figure breached, tail flashing once, a salute or a warning, before the water closed over her like a fist. Yet she is no tame guardian. Let strangers come with nets too wide and hearts too greedy, and the song changes. It becomes a wail that crawls inside the skull. Boats turn circles until the rower's arms bleed. Reefs rise where charts swear there is deep water. Men vanish without a cry, dragged down so fast the surface barely ripples. Their oars float back at dawn, snapped clean, a message written in splintered ash. The loch keeps its own, and she is its voice, its blade, its final judge. Even those she spares do not always leave unchanged. There is a school told in hushed voices by the fires of Morar. A young fisher once mocked the old warnings, laughing that he would catch the mermaid herself and hang her scales above his hearth. That night the loch rose to meet him. His boat spun in blackness, his lamp snuffed, and her face, beautiful, terrible, filled the water beneath him. She did not drown him. She let him see. For one heartbeat he looked into the full depth of the loch and the full depth of his own pride. When the boat washed ashore at first light, the man was grey-haired and silent. He never took a net again. Instead, he carved a small boat of rowan and set it adrift every new moon, a gift and a penance. The loch took it, and Morag's song was gentle for the rest of his days. She is bound to the children most of all. When a child wanders too close to the reedy edge, her shadow passes beneath the water like a great fish. A note, soft as a lullaby, drifts across the reeds, and the child turns home without knowing why. Mothers find their little ones asleep by the door, cheeks wet with loch mist, dreaming of silver scales and safe return. The old people said no child of the true blood was ever lost while her watch held. And when the glens were emptied, when the burning came and the ships waited like open graves, she sang a different song. A long, low keen that carried across the water to the diaspora boats. For even an ocean away, the deep remembers its own. Men in Canada, in Carolina, in the far islands of the Pacific, woke with salt on their lips and the sound of Morar in their ears. They told their own children of the guardian who still kept the law, who still remembered the names of the banished. They poured whiskey on foreign soil and spoke to the waves, because the waves are one, and she hears. The years turn, the roads come, the tourists come with their engines and their noise. Yet on certain nights, when the mist lies thick and the loch is a black mirror, the old ones still leave a bowl of milk on the stones. Some still lower a small boat of rowan and heather into the water at midsummer. And sometimes, far out, a tale breaches. Once, twice, bronze and silver against the stars. A note rises, fierce and mournful and proud, and the hills themselves answer. She was there before the clans, before the saints, before the stones were raised. She will be there when the last fire goes out and the last boat rots on the shore. The loch is her blood, the mist her breath, the gale her children, scattered, scarred, but never forsaken. This is the skull of Morag of Loch Morar, guardian of the deep, keeper of the drowned, last light in the storm. It's mise on Seanchaidh, and this is Thistle Stone. Cuimhnich. Cuimhnich, Cuimhnich, Cuimhnich. Cuimhnich. Falche! Gu! Cuimhnich! The memory lives. Until next time. Cuimhnich!